Hey guys, welcome back. So today is going to be a different kind of video, more of a fun video. Today I'm going to be testing out my 4-year-old daughter's makeup on my face. Kind of how it just performs on my eyes and my skin and everything like that, to see how it actually looks and how it works and if it's good or not and worth the money. So if you'd like to see how this turns out and how all these products perform, then just keep watching. Okay, so my daughter, like I said, she's 4 years old, and for her 4th birthday, which was just a few weeks ago, we got her a makeup vanity because she loves watching me do my makeup. She always wants me to do her makeup. And so we thought, how cute, you know, we got our little makeup vanity. We keep it in the living room and she, you know, does her makeup there. And so one day we were at Burlington, me and my husband, and when we were at the checkout line, you know how they have that long checkout line where they have all these little knickknacks and stuff that's like super cheap on the sides because they're trying to suck you in right before you pay, you know? We were getting her the vanity, so I was like, oh, how perfect, you know, there's these little different makeup stuff, you know, and so I was like, okay, this is really cool, we'll just get this and go ahead and get it for her vanity as part of her gift, right? So none of it is like super expensive or anything like that, super affordable. I've never heard of the brand, and the makeup is not actually like made for kids, but it was so inexpensive that we were just like, okay, you know, nothing like from Sephora that's like super expensive or anything. If she drops it or messes it up, who really cares? It was a few bucks, right? Alright, so I figured we would just kind of just go like one product at a time just to see like how it goes and everything. I have like several palettes here, and so I figured I may like swatch some for you and everything like that. And yeah, so let's just get into it. I'm gonna go ahead and like prime my lids real quick, so I want to give all this stuff like a fair shot to see like if it really is like good or not, because it was funny because the other day when she opened them, I just happened to like walk by and I kind of like swatch some of them, like rub my finger into a couple of them, and I have to say, I didn't do it for all of them, but some of them I did, and I was extremely surprised because they are super inexpensive, and it was like damn good, and I was not expecting that at all. I was almost like, I might take these from you, you know? So it was just, yeah. Alright, so the first thing I have is an eyeshadow palette. We only got her one eyeshadow palette, but it looks like this. It's just like this circle palette, and they have a bunch of different like sizes and everything like that, and I'm trying to get it where the light isn't glaring off of it. And so this is from a brand, actually they're all from the same brand. It's called Beauty Treats. I've never heard of it before. Now I tried to like do this video before she's had this makeup for too long, because like the colors will be all mixed together or she'll dig her finger into it. So it's a little, it's not that beat up, but maybe a little bit, not too bad. And it's called the Neutral Eyeshadow Palette, I think it's called. And so this retailed for $2.99, $3. And so there's 11 shades in here. There's a mix of like mattes and shimmers and everything. And big pans, and then there's smaller pans, and they're really pretty colors. So I haven't actually swatched the eyeshadow palette, so I don't know how this is gonna look. So I'll go ahead and like swatch a couple for you, and then we'll use them on the eyes. So I will say they feel not bad. I will say that for this to be, you know, $2.99, I mean, I'm not mad at it. This one's actually, I know you probably, I don't know how well you can see, but this one is actually kind of pretty. And then this one is not so bad. It's like the brown shade in the palette. I mean, if anything, you can definitely build these up. So that's really cool. And then there's a bright pink shade, which she loves. And then this like more like maroony, purpley shade. And it's really not that bad. I mean, I definitely wouldn't pay like, you know, 30 bucks for this or anything, but for $3, especially if like someone you know is a beginner or you're a beginner, this is cool. I mean, I haven't actually tested on the eyes, so we'll see. So let's just go ahead and start the look. Alright, so like I said, I did just prime my eyes, so I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. It's just kind of like a cream shade, just a perfect shade just to set all over the lid where we put all the concealer. So I'm just going to place this all over the lid, into the crease, and up to the brow bone and everything. I mean, it's going on okay, but I mean, it's not like It's just like a really light shade, so I'm not like really blending it or anything like that, so we'll see how the other ones work. I'm actually going to zoom you in real quick just so you can see like more of what I'm doing and how they're performing on the eyes. So the first shade I'm kind of going to go into is this like neutral taupey brown shade here. It's a lightish brown shade, which will be really good for a transition shade. So I'm just kind of like saturating my brush a pretty good amount into there. And there's a little bit of kick up in the pan, but I mean, that's not that big of a deal to me. So I'm just going to go ahead and place it into the crease. And it's definitely showing up. So if you can see it, like, yeah, it's definitely showing up in the crease and everything. And honestly, let me find here. It's really not that bad. I don't hate it. Do the same thing over here. I mean, it's blending out pretty good. I mean, I've definitely used high-end eyeshadow palettes that have blended worse, so. I'm going to grab this dark brown now. It has a little bit of pink in it, so let me like get some of that off. Alright, so I'm going to dip into this dark brown, and I got more like of a dense brush, just because I'm going to like pack it onto the outer corner, so let's see. And I will say this one, out of all of them, would probably be the worst, only because dark shadows are harder to formulate, and so they may look more patchy or, you know, less pigmented or something like that. So let's see. Oh wow. I mean, you can see it. You can definitely see it. This is not bad at all. So I'm just kind of packing it and then blending it a little bit, buffing it onto the rest of the lid. Now I'm going to grab back into that other brush that we used for the first transition shade. I'm not going to add any more product to it or anything. I'm just going to using it to make sure everything's blending good and buffing out everything. No harsh lines. Now I'm like really excited to show you guys the rest, because this was the only one I hadn't really, you know, looked at or anything, and the other ones are like really good. So I'm excited to see how those apply on the skin later. I think I'm going to add a little bit more of that light taupey brown shade we used first, just a little bit, just kind of help blend it a little bit better. That ain't bad. Alright, so now for the lid shade, I'm just going to grab this flat brush. I'm going to spray it with some MAC Fix Plus, just to give like the shadow like a really fair shot, because that's basically what I do with every shimmer anyway, and so this really shouldn't be any different. So I'm going to go in with this gold shade right here, put that all over inner corner towards the middle, kind of where it meets that darker brown on the outer corner. So let's go ahead and do that. It's not bad. I mean, it's definitely going on, it's just not as shimmery as I thought it was. Looks more orangey than it does gold, which is kind of me. I think I'm going to go over it with this color right here. It has like the slightest bit of shimmer to it, like it will be a good like brow bone highlight or something. So let's go ahead and I'll just pack that. Okay, that's looking a little bit better. I'll pack some of that on top of it just to lighten it up and bring a little bit of, maybe it'll look a little bit more gold. I'm going to go back in with that dark brown shade, not a ton, just a little bit to bring it back into the look a bit. We lost a little bit of it. I'm going to go ahead and just grab this a flat brush here, and I'm going to go in with the dark brown again to the palette. I'm going to saturate my brush in that dark brown just so I can get a lot of pigment, and I'm going to kind of use this as my eyeliner. So I'm just going to kind of like stamp it where my lash line is. It's not really doing anything. So I'm just going to grab a different liner, like my regular liner, and I'm just going to line it really quick. I'm actually going to grab my finger and dip into that champagne color. I like that a little better. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do my mascara, my brows, my foundation, concealer, all that jazz, and I will be right back to finish up the rest of the face. Okay, so now that everything else is done, like I said, I did my foundation, concealer, my brows, mascara, a little bit of powder, because basically she's 4, I didn't get her foundation, concealer, or anything like that, just mostly like powder type products. So yeah, let's just go ahead and finish up. So before I finish the under eyes, I always just kind of finish up the rest of my face first, and I do the under eyes like last. So I'll go ahead and show you like some more of the palettes we have. So this one right here, this is called the Blush and Bronze palette, and it is the same brand, the Beauty Treats brand, and this retailed for $3.99, and it comes with basically 3 blushes, and I guess these are supposed to be bronzers, and then this really dark color. I would kind of use these as like a blush topper or even as eyeshadows. Makeup is so universal, you can literally use anything for anything, so you can definitely use all these as eyeshadows along as blushes or anything like that. So I will swatch some of these for you real quick, and then we will test them out. Okay, so this is the bottom row. This is the dark brown shade, and then these two. Like I said, I would not use these as bronzers. And I will say, to the touch, these blushes feel so creamy. Like really, really, really nice. Alright, and so this is the swatch of the blushes. So basically, there's one like that's pretty bright, like a really light, bright pink. And then one that has more of like a coral finish, and then one that's more like a darker pink. So I think what I'm going to do for this like dark brown bronzer type shade, I think I'm going to try it out as a bronzer first, and I guess we'll just go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and dip into that. I'm going to go in with a light hand because I don't know how it's going to go. So I'm going to go in and, oh god. Oh! I'm scared. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Do you see that? Oh god. Okay. We'll just, it's okay. It's okay though. I'm going to keep blending. And it's, well, it's blending out pretty good. Not the best, but let's see. I mean, that's not bad. I'm gonna get just a tad bit more and like a tiny bit more. And just kind of get some, a little more back here. It's not terrible. I mean, I wouldn't reach for this like every day or anything, but there's a lot of blending that's going on. I don't hate it, you know, it's not terrible. It's a little patchy. But honestly, I will say if the rest of them go well, I mean, it's still worth $3.99 if you don't use one. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think this would be worth $3.99 if I loved one of them. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? You don't have to love all of them. So I'm going to go ahead and do it on the other side too, just to match it up a little bit. So now I'm going to do my forehead just like how I would do any look on any other day. I'm just gonna grab my beauty blender and just kind of like tap the edges just to help blend them out. So I'm gonna hop back in to the eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna grab a large pencil brush here, and I'm gonna go in with the transition shade that we use, that kind of like light taupey brown color. I'm gonna smoke out the lower lash line. I don't want to bring this down too low. Still blending out pretty good. I mean, it's showing up, it's pigmented and everything, so that's good. So I want to do something a little bit different for the lower lash line. I'm gonna grab a smaller pencil brush, and I'm gonna go in with that bluish dark teal color right there in the palette, and I'm going to smoke that out in the lower lash line as well, but I'm going to keep this pretty close to the lower lash line. I'm not going to bring it down as far as that first shade because it looked pretty dark when I swatched it, so I'm going to keep it pretty high up. Okay, it didn't show up, so let's try that again. There we go. So I will say it's showing up as more of like a dark gray than it is a teal color. So I'm going to go back in with that larger pencil brush, and I'm just going to blend it out a little bit better because we went to the dark side pretty quick. And since the lower lash line has gotten to be pretty dang smoky, I'm going to match it up with like the lid area, because I don't want to look like my eyes are just kind of like being like dragged down by how smoky the lower lash line is. I'm going to stick to that big pencil brush, and I'm going to dip into that teal color, and I'm going to stick it into the outer corner to deepen it up a bit. And kind of also like bring it out a little bit more, and almost like connecting it to where we smoked out the lower lash line as well. Normally I wouldn't use a pencil brush to do this, but because I already like applied mascara and everything, I can't just go in with some big, you know, brush and plop it on my eye. So I'm gonna apply some liner real quick on the waterline. Okay, so I'm just going to get a little small detailed brush here, and it's super tiny. I don't even know if you can tell how tiny it is, but it's small. And I'm going to jump back into the palette once more, and I'm going to grab that champagne-y color once more onto this brush and highlight the brow bone with that. Just like right under the brow. I'm not going to go all the way down underneath the brow, because that'll like almost like make the eye like be pulled down a little bit. But if you highlight it right underneath the like arch of your brow, it gives your brows and your eyes more of like a lifted effect. Then I'm going to use the same thing to highlight the inner corner as well. I'm going to mix it a little bit with this cream shade just to like lighten it up. There we go. So now moving on to the blush palette. I'm just going to grab my blush brush real quick. So I'm going to go in with this middle shade right here. And we'll see. Ooh, just a little bit. Oh my god, this stuff is so pigmented. Oh god. Oh god. I mean, it's very pigmented. I normally wouldn't go for blushes this color. So kind of, I feel like it looks like really, really pink. Alright, that's enough of that. So I'm just going to grab this brush I use for bronzer and just kind of like help to blend it out a little bit, because those are some pink cheeks and that is not what I was trying to go for. Last palette here is a highlight palette, and this one feels really nice, just like it feels kind of like the blushes, just like really creamy, pigmented, and all of that. Like I said, same exact brand, and this is called the Glow palette, and it costs the same as the Blush and Bronze palette. This one was $3.99 as well, and this has 6 shades in here, and it goes from like natural type shades to like a little bit like more crazy shades like the purple, and I think there's a green in here. So I'll go ahead and swatch them, and then we will try them out. Wow, like seriously, one swipe, and this is this row here. So you have like the purple, this is supposed to be green, it doesn't look too green, so it's kind of wearable, and then this one is like a very like light whitish, light pinky color, but wow, like super, super pigmented. Alright, and then the next row you have pink here, like a really nice pinky highlight, and then there's more of like another kind of natural one, but it has like kind of an orange tone to it, and then more of like a yellow toned one. The yellow one didn't show up that well, but I mean all the rest of them were amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my highlight brush, and I think I'm going to use this middle one here. This is like the most like, it was really, really pigmented, but also like natural. So I'm going to dip into that, and I'm just going to go to town. Alright, so the top, oh my gosh. So very, very pigmented, and a little goes a heck of a long way, because now it's like almost crazy looking. Okay, wow. Alright. I'm going to grab my beauty blender and just kind of help to dab that into the skin, like push it into the skin a little bit so it doesn't look so crazy. Oh wow. But do you see that? Like, wow. That's a highlight. I mean, they're easy to blend out. Definitely need to use a light hand with this because it is pigmented. So now I'm going to use that yellow based one, and I'm going to, no, not. I'm now going to use this like more like of the orange undertone one. I'm going to get a little bit of that. And I'm going to highlight my nose a little bit, like the bridge of my nose and the tip of my nose. Get that same orange one and just like highlight right above the brow. and my chin as well. But like I said, obviously most people are not going to use the purple highlight or the green highlight or anything like that, but still you can definitely use these as like inner corner highlights, brow bone highlights, or even like eyeshadows or anything like that. Alright guys, so that is it. We finished the look. I just threw on a quick lip color, but yeah, that's basically it. So we used eyeshadows, blush, bronzer, and highlight, right? Wow. So my final thoughts, the eyeshadow palette was $2.99, and honestly for $3 it's definitely worth the money. Some of it was a little but for the most part, for $3, I mean, that's pretty dang good. Because if you look at high end, you can't even buy a single shadow for $3. And you have 11 in this palette. And honestly, I will say, I swatched a few of them off camera, and definitely, like, these lighter shades are super creamy. Like, really creamy. Like, they feel so nice. And then even, like, this light pink shade, and this would be a good color to put on the outer corner. Like, it's not bad. It really is not. Like, I mean, it's pretty good. So next for the blush and bronze palette, these blushes. Now, the only reason, like, I personally didn't care for them was only because, you know, they're very, very pinky corally, and that personally just isn't like my favorite, and it doesn't like work on my skin tone as well. The bronzer was really not that bad. You definitely had to blend it, but I mean, other than that, if you've got a good brush, then half the work is done for you. Like, it was pretty good. Oh shoot, you know what? I forgot to do something. I'm gonna add one of these and use it as a blush topper real quick, so I'm just going to put it, wow. Honestly, especially since I put it over that highlight, it's really pretty. Like, I'm not gonna take this from my 4-year-old, but I mean, I may sneak it every now and then, you know what I'm saying? And then last, the Glow palette, which was also $3.99. You have all these beautiful highlights, and these, seriously, there was only one, I think, that was just kind of but the rest of them are so good. And yeah, they may not all be super wearable colors, but honestly, I would say 4 out of the 6 of them are, and that's definitely worth $4, right? I mean, I'm pretty surprised. I'm pretty floored. Like, this glow, like, can you still see it? Because it's pretty. Like, it's very, very pretty. Definitely need a light hand, which is not a bad thing because you're getting so much bang for your buck. I mean, $4, you're already getting bang for your buck, but I mean, it's really good. I'll definitely link down the brand and their website below as well. Just so, you know, if you're interested and you're on a tight budget, or if you're buying for somebody who is new, or you're new to makeup or anything like that, this is incredible. Even if you're not new to makeup, you know what I mean? You don't want to spend a lot of money, or you just really liked the way something looked on my face today, then seriously go check it out. I'll link it down below. It'll be super easy for you to find. Just click it, go look, enjoy, shop. Let me know what you get, if you get anything. That's the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys had fun with me trying out these products that I got for my little girl. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, leave a comment down below if you enjoyed it as well. And yeah, I guess I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!